Sisters and brothers of the Fifth Fleet, it's time. I'll keep my farewell brief. Never was much with words. Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the New World. If any of you have lost your nerve, then step away now, and let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.
Sometimes you have to poke them hard. Yeah. No, I mean, they can be very dangerous. Yeah, a good friend of mine lost his life.
I've done a lot of research. It's kind of my first parade in this stuff. He's right here in the book.
Where is it? Yeah, okay. I'll see you again once we make land. Talk to you later.
Yo! Did you hear? We're almost there. You ready to grab this new world by the horns? Don't know about you, but it feels like ages since I left home to join the commission. So, nervous?
Talk to you later.
Believe you me, I get it. Anything could happen to us, but hey, that's happened.
Hey, aren't you one of the A-list hunters?
What? No way! So are we! Hey! Tell us your name.
So, that's as good an intro as any. Hello everyone, good evening, welcome to Monster Hunter World. We're just diving in, starting a new character. Here we go, it's gonna be great. I'm actually gonna just go through and create a character real quick, and I'll see you on the other side of this character creator here. Okay, I have created a character, and I have created a pet cat, or a companion cat, a palico, if you will. And I hope you will, because that's what they're called. They're palicos. Look at that. He's adorable. He's bright blue. Oh, isn't that great? Here we are. A-list hunters. Let's do this. Let's go. I'll hunt some monsters.
So, how about a toast?
To the A-list! And the commission!
Cheers!
So, tell me, what's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason. After running the research commission for 40-odd years, the Guild's itching for an answer. They say the Fifth Fleet's got the best shot at cracking this case, and I agree!
Keep it down. Hey, speaking of, A-listers usually operate in teams of 2. Have you sat down with your partner yet?
Listen to that. Getting rough out there. The waves are picking up. And that's gotta mean landfall. You're on the A-list, right? Huh. Meowdy-do. I'm not psychic, but I do have pretty good ears. Ah, put her there. I happen to be an A-lister myself. Oh, whoa!
Oh no, our cat! Oh no! Poor kitty! And also our boat. Our poor, poor boat. Alright. Hope everyone likes tutorials because we're going to have a lot of them today. I've already been playing the game with another character. I've made it a fair ways in. I've also, just over the course of several different games, I have played an awful lot of Monster Hunter. So a lot of this stuff is kind of second nature to me.
Oh, hey, it's you! Look what happened to the ship!
But, oh, this is awesome. This is like one of the coolest openings to a game ever.
It's not safe here! This way! We need to get out of here! I've got an idea! This way! Whoa! Watch yourself!
Oh, come on. Don't slide me all the way back down. It's fine. We have a little grappling hook. We can climb up pretty quickly.
Hurry!
Ooh, just barely dodged that boulder.
Wyverns! Ugh! I didn't think my first encounter would be filled with so much packing! Shoo! Shoo! Oh no! The ground's moving again! We're on! I knew it! Time to hitch a ride and get off this thing! Come on, let's go! Get a good running start, then jump!
Oh, here we go. Oh, we're jumping right off the horn at the end. Look at that. And now we get a good look at the giant volcano that we were on. Yep, it's a monster.
The new world. Huh? No, 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 no. What's this?
Love that we could just see that thing in the background. I don't know. I don't know. Give me. I don't know. No, I want to go look at the giant monster. No, camera. No, why? I wanted to watch it. It was just like making landfall. I wanted to see where it went.
I found this in the tent. It has a map in it. Well, part of one at least.
All right, there's our book. This is going to be very important as we play through the game here.
Looks like we're right around here. The Research Commission's base of operations is here. This is where our ship was supposed to dock. For now, I think it would be best if we make our way to base. The map should help us find our way.
I want to point out, I love that the map has this giant tree that we saw as we were flying in. It's a bit of an angle, but still very cool. Can we actually see that? Yeah, we can. Look at that. It's off in the distance there. Oh, knock it off. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit before we can actually, like, play the game. There's a lot of tutorial stuff that we're going to have to fight through first. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, look at the cute little dinosaurs. So for folks who have played Monster Hunter games before, any Monster Hunter games...
Look, the Research Commission's headquarters. Come on, let's get going.
A lot of this stuff is going to be familiar. If you have not played any Monster Hunter games before, no worries. I'm going to do my best to explain a lot of the more complicated stuff.
According to the map, to get to HQ, we need to...
Oh, we don't have a weapon or anything yet. It's okay, we don't need a weapon or anything yet. We just get there?
These Aptonoths seem every bit as docile as the ones back home.
I'm gonna knife some plants. What are you doing over there? Come on, handler.
It looks like we need to go around.
Yeah, I went around them. She's gonna take in all the scenery. It's cool, you know. I mean, she's new here too, I guess. I love the scenery here.
The scout flies are gathering.
The areas in this game look so cool.
What a weird plant.
Yeah, I already stabbed it. That's what I do. I'm a hunter. I stab
There's one
things.
over here, too.
Yep, I'll stab it.
Come on.
Aha.
I think I found the way back to base.
Find me more things to stab. Look at all the weird little birds hopping around.
I memorized my scent earlier. If you lose sight of me, just follow the scout flies, and they'll lead you right to me.
Yeah, so that's our scout flies. We're going to be seeing them a lot. They make this a lot easier. They really, really help. It's a really cool new addition to the game.
Through these vines.
Ah, yes, vines. I can stab them, right? Stab? Slice? Cut? Dagger? Nope. Just brute force. That's fine. That also works. Okay. Little lizardy things. Sadly, my dagger is not going to be much use against these. Especially because there's a lot of them.
Easy there. Don't pick a fight if you don't have a weapon. We need to hide. Come on, this way. Hurry! Quietly.
Yeah, so the game has this cool new stealth mechanic. You can, like, hide from monsters. It's really cool.
Okay, the coast is clear. Let's get going while we still can.
I love a lot of the new changes they've added to this game. Like I said, I've played a lot of other Monster Hunter games. Okay, you could have let me go first, but that's fine.
Nothing can stop us.
Oh, don't say nothing can stop us. I mean, something is going to show up and stop us. So we can just jump. There's no fall damage, so, you know, feel free to make big, sweet, awesome, cool jumps like that. Oh, yeah, and I can't get too far ahead of her either. We just gotta stay close. It's okay. We're almost there. We're headed towards, there's kind of a structure
What is this track?
off in the distance there. You can maybe see it behind the trees. Ooh, old footprints. You
Look,
don't
there's
say.
more over there. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's look at footprints. We're gonna actually track monsters. It's so cool. We actually have to, like, track them and, you know, then hunt them. Okay. Ooh, monster vision. Something's up. Yep. It's the big boss lizard. He knows we escaped from all of his minions.
Don't mind me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Look at that,
This way. Hurry.
look at that giant sword he has.
Go.
Move.
Field team leader. Yeah, I know. You don't have to ping the map. I know exactly where we're going. I'm following the monster. I'm chasing it.
That is not good. What are you waiting for? Get over here.
Welcome to another fun feature of Monster Hunter World. Monsters like to hunt each other. There's definitely a food chain here.
Come on!
Jump!
I love seeing how the monsters interact. It's so cool. Oh, I love this game. It's so good.
You all right?
Let's go.
Okay.
Well, we made it to the research base. That's pretty cool. I like the loading screen here. I like that picture.
Wow.
Amazing, ain't it? Just look at this gate. It's like nature meant for us to build Astera right here.
Astera. I like it.
Yay! We made it to Astera! Look at
Most of the
that
fifth are
boat.
already here. You're the last to arrive.
Okay,
Nasty
set him
fall,
down
huh?
here. Take it
I'll
nice
need to
and
tape
low.
up your shoulder. Hold still for a bit.
Hey, you guys made it.
Be right back. You're alive.
Had it rough, huh?
Hey,
When we couldn't find you two, we were starting to sweat bullets.
you scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand. Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
This here's our trade yard. I guess the name says it all.
Look at all the people. The stuff.
Incredible, right? We've got it all here. We've got hunters to do all the exploring, scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going. This place is the beating heart of the Commission. Wait here a sec.
Oh, he's just got a sword that's like as tall as he is,
I found him.
strapped to his back. That thing's freaking enormous. Hey, the commander. This guy's super badass.
Welcome to Astera.
They're all these hunters. Everybody's super badass. Oh, so cool. All right, welcome to Astera. I'm glad you made it somehow. I knew you would, though. When you've been in command as long as I have, you start to learn who's capable and who isn't. Now, as much as I'd like to get you up to speed, I'm being pulled in about 8 directions at once. We'll cover the important matters at Council, which I'll be convening once things settle down. I expect you two to be there, of course.
Your reputations precede you.
Ooh, our reputations precede us. How exciting. The guild spoke highly of you as individuals. Think what you can do as a team. And before I forget, your furry friend was looking for you. Poor thing washed up not too long ago. Oh yeah, our cat! Oh, I'm so glad he made it. It would suck to create a character and then just have him instantly die in the opening cutscene and never get to see him ever again. go ahead and have a look around Astera. A horn will sound when it's time for council.
Well, off you go.
Like I said, lots of learning, lots of tutorial stuff.
I'll give you the grand tour. Let's start by looking for your palico.
And now we get a little tour before we actually get to do anything.
This is our stockpile. They carry most of the basic necessities.
You should drop by later to see what they have.
Yep, so buy gear, buy items and stuff there. It's pretty important. There's all these icons on the mini-map down in the bottom left-hand corner, by the way. And we can look at, like, the actual map.
Next is the smithy. It's this way.
Yeah, I know. So... follow you.
Over here.
It's up the, like, thousands of stairs. I like how vertical this game is. This game has a lot of, like, really cool vertical terrain. Astera is a good example.
Mission's Fifth Fleet, right?
We'll be seeing a lot more of it as we go.
The old man in charge, my grandfather, was with the first. That was a long time ago. Me? I'm not with any fleet. Born and bred right here. Never even been to the old world.
And then there's the giant ship that's up there. Look at that. That's cool. We can get up there too if we want. We'll go check it out at some point.
Here's our smithy. This is where you can craft weapons and armor. You'll be here a lot.
Yeah, we'll be here a ton.
Wow! Look at this place.
We practically
Wanna check it out?
live in the smithy. This is the beating heart of Monster Hunter.
It's toasty in here.
Yeah, keep leading.
Want to get going?
The canteen? I am so there.
Ooh, canteen. I'm kind of hungry myself. Wouldn't mind having some food. Still haven't found your palico. Well, if I know anything about cats, it's that they love food, and that if there is food to be had, that's where the cats will be found.
This here's our canteen.
Hey, over there.
Aw, there he is.
Hey, you!
Aw, yay! You're so happy to see us.
I knew you'd pull through.
Alright, that's the horn. Council time?
Right. They're calling for a council. Come on.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick.
Now that you are all here, let us begin council. After tracking a migrating elder dragon across the sea, the Fifth Fleet have finally arrived in Astera. Give them a warm welcome. They're a fine group, worthy comrades who will help see the Research Commission's long efforts finally rewarded. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, sir. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
This here is the Commission's core team. You should all get to know each other.
Looking forward to it.
Provisions manager. She will be... those three all together will be very important for us. Very, very, very important.
Now, down to business. The latest monster to make the Elder Crossing is known as Zora Magdaros. A huge monster with a mountain of fire upon its back.
Mountain of Fire, you say? I feel like we encountered this dragon as we were apparently following it across the ocean.
The Research Commission's job is to discover exactly why the Elder Dragons are migrating to the New World.
Yeah, so we're going to be learning bits and pieces about the 5 fleets, including our own, and why they came to Astera, and kind of what's going on with them, and who are the important members of the fleets, and things like that, as we go through the game. But we were tracking an Elder Dragon from kind of the normal continent where civilization is, to this sort of uncharted new world. Which is why everybody refers to it as the New World, and the old one is, you know, the cleverly named Old World. But, yeah, apparently that giant Elder Dragon, Zora Magdaros, we were following it. It just up and left, started walking across the ocean, or swimming, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how tall it is. I don't know how deep the ocean is. But, we jumped in a boat and followed it.
Elder dragons have been with us since the dawn of time.
Oh, look at the chef, by the way. The cat. Oh, he's awesome.
Altering the ecosystem, reshaping the land, leaving disaster in their wake. Once every decade or so, they flock to this continent. But for what reason?
With the Fifth's help, we will find the missing link.
Here, here. Now we're talking!
Hunters, for the time being, I need you to focus on investigating our Jagras problem and securing Astera. Start by investigating the Jagras' habitat. Find out what makes them tick, and we'll go from there.
Right. We're on it, sir.
Everyone else, you know the drill. Make sure these hunters have everything they need.
Now we're talking!
You two, make it a priority to learn how we do things around here. You'll find good teachers, so don't be afraid to ask.
You heard him. Stick with me and you'll have no problems.
The Fifth's banner promises a change in the wind. It's your job to fulfill that promise. All right, dismissed.
Not even here a whole day, and you already got your first mission. You really are ready to get your hands dirty. Oh, you have no idea. I want to get in there and chop some monsters. Chop them to pieces. Just chop their tails off, chop their faces off, make sandwiches out of them. I don't know. Jerky? Monster jerky? Can we do that? Is that a thing? Well, let's go look into the Jagras problem, but you'll need a weapon first. There's a box full of stuff that we can have access to. I love this. I love that we have the different banners of the different fleets as they've all shown up. Ours hasn't really been added to the...
Head inside your room so you can grab yourself a weapon.
Ours hasn't been added to the group yet, but it's there. Yeah, so we got all these people, all these NPCs. We can talk to them. We're going to have to run around and talk to them eventually. Phew, I'm exhausted. They told us the Fifth's arrival might be a bit bumpy, but that was ridiculous. Anyway, nice to meet you, Hunter. I'm glad to have the Fifth with us. This guy right here, look at that sword that he has right there. That green, dragony katana.
All good.
Where is your weapon?
Oh,
So you wear the new gear too?
all good.
Alright, fine. I'll come back and talk to you when I have a weapon. So this is our home. This is where we live. Our living quarters for now. We'll be popping in here quite a bit also. You're going to get familiar with Astera if you play this game pretty quickly.
We've placed some basic gear for you in that equipment box. Make sure to choose a weapon that suits you.
Okay, gear time. So, oh yes, tutorials. Got it. There's lots of different weapons. You can try them out. Armor has a bunch of different things. Got it, got it, got it. Generally, it's a good idea to try to focus on, like, just a couple of weapons. There's 14 different weapon types. We start with one of everything. So, you know, feel free to mix and match and try them out. The game even really pushes you to go to, like, this little training arena where you can practice with your weapon and see the combos on screen and kind of learn how to use them all. I don't really know what weapons I'm going to want to focus on for this, because you make your weapons out of monster parts and like ores and things that you harvest out in the world, and bones and things that you get to dig them up out there. But spending all your resources upgrading or creating new weapons of one type and then wanting to do the same thing for like another type, it gets pretty spendy and it gets pretty grindy. So I'm going to do what I recommend other people do and just stick with like one or two weapon types. Probably gonna go with, like, I don't know, I'll try a bunch of other weapons. Like I said, we have one of everything to start with. But probably gonna go with longsword as one of my main weapons for this. Maybe go with like the dual swords or something. We can try these out. And because we don't really have any resources to invest in anything yet, I have no qualms about fiddling with things. The two that I use when I play on my own, when I play with my brother and my friends, are generally the switch axe and the charge blade. These two weapons right here. I love these weapons. These are my favorites. Longsword is also one of my favorites. Dual swords are really fun. So let me just go through all the different weapons here rather than kind of dancing around them. There is, can we see? Oh, we can't actually like preview them or anything. There's the Great Sword, which is the weapon that our commander friend has strapped to his back. Field commander guy who's been helping us out. Its hallmark is you plant yourself in the ground, you charge up a giant attack, and then you unleash and you do like just a boatload of damage in one or two like massive, very slow hits. As we're gonna see, we're gonna go hunt some Jagras and stuff here in a moment, but the combat in this game is very much like Dark Souls. Very slow, deliberate, animation heavy. You have to know when to dodge. You gotta kind of figure out the wind-ups and cooldowns on all your different attacks. You gotta be careful not to leave yourself open. You gotta learn the monster's tells for their attacks and try to learn when to dodge or when to try to block, or, you know, when the monster's leaving itself open so that you can follow it with attacks. Things like that. It reminds me a lot of Dark Souls combat. Maybe a bit quicker, so maybe closer to like Bloodborne combat or Dark Souls 3 or something, just kind of a bit quicker pace, but it's still very deliberate, very focused on like big, heavy animations and stuff. Actually,
close range weapon with low mobility but powerful attack.
Yeah, here we go. We can watch these. So, big, slow weapon. You don't move very fast when you have it, and when you do your charge attacks, well, you can block with the blade, which is pretty cool. But yeah, you're kind of doing these big charge attacks with giant sweeping, swooshing slashes. Great for like chopping off tails and other things, but it requires you to plan ahead a little bit. You kind of have to predict where the monster's going, because you're going to be standing still charging for a bit.
A close range weapon that facilitates fluid combos and evasion.
Yeah, I love the longsword. It gives you lots of interesting combos you can kind of mix and match. And you can't block or anything, but you have a couple of like sidestep or counterattack moves that you can do. And then you have this sweet spirit combo, which is the slash we're seeing right now on the screen, where you power your sword up. The sword and shield, I'm going to say that it's like the most beginner-friendly weapon in the game, and that's not calling it like a noob weapon or anything like that, or like, only scrubs use this, but it's easy to get into, and it has a fairly high skill ceiling, and it's still a really good weapon. Just, you know, all of these are good throughout the entire game. If you get good with any of these weapons, that's awesome. Like, it's not like, you know, oh, only new people will use this one, and then once they're good, they'll go use the more complicated ones. Nah, none of that. Being able to block with your shield is awesome. You have, like, bashing attacks, so you can stun monsters by slamming your shield into them. The sword, so you can chop off tails and other bits. The cool thing about this is you can like use items while you have your weapon drawn. Normally you'd have to put your weapon away, you'd have to sheath it before you could use items. So it makes for more interesting tactics during combat.
Close range weapon set that lets you maneuver quickly and guard against attacks.
It's a short sword, so you get in lots of little quick attacks. So it's good for like lots of quick combos, and then you can block in the middle to kind of keep yourself going, stay at close range. Yeah, and then you can drink potions and things while you have the weapon out. You don't have to sheath it. It's pretty cool. You can shoot. You get these little, you get like little ranged weapons and things that you can use. Yeah, look at that. Turn a counterattack into an aerial. Like, cool stuff that you can do there. And then getting rid of the shield and just going like even more aggressive with the quick daggers.
Close range offensive weapons that are used to deal a rapid flurry of blows.
You get the dual swords, and it's just what it sounds like. You get two swords, you just slice the crap out of things. This is probably one of the weapons I'm going to be using. In fact, I think this is going to be the one that we equip and just go in with, and just try it out for the first Jagras mission or two. Hammer is another charge weapon. You're a bit more mobile than with the sword. You can't block or anything, but it's all about big charges, and then you smack the monster right in the face for huge damage.
Used to strike monsters at point-blank range and stun them.
It's really good for bashing a monster on the head and just stunning it so that it can't move, or that it gets disoriented and it loses track of you, so it has a hard time like attacking you. But being a blunt weapon, it can't chop off tails, which is, you know, something to keep in mind. But it is also really good at like breaking claws or spikes on some of the more armored monsters. It's also great at exhausting monsters. You just keep bashing them and you'll wear them out a lot quicker. It's another one that can be kind of tricky to use because it involves kind of predicting where the monster is going to be to unleash your charge attacks. As you can see, you can just go to town with it. It's awesome. Hunting Horde? This is a really tricky one. This is more of a supporty weapon.
A special support weapon hunters use to gain or provide various buffs.
The least accessible for beginners. That is true. As you do attacks, different attack types count as notes, and then you can unleash like a super combo to play back all the notes that you did, depending on what the attacks were. And so the notes that you play, like the order that you hit your attacks, will dictate different buffs or debuffs or healing or like all these different things that you can play that'll affect all your party members. So good if you're playing in a group. It's great to have one of these because you can, you know, have them land 3 attacks and then do a combo that'll give them, give everybody in the area an attack boost or something. Really interesting. I am horrible with that weapon.
A defense-oriented weapon used to approach targets with charges and fancy footwork.
Yeah, Lance is interesting. Most defensive weapon in the game. Your shield is super beefy. You got these little hopping maneuvers you can do. You can kind of evade around a little bit, keep your shield up. Lots of pokes. It's kind of tough to use because the Lance's hitbox is so small and focused. You got to be really precise with where you hit the monsters. And then to counter that, the other type of lance, the gun lance.
A defense-oriented weapon with a variety of shell attacks.
You basically get a shield and then like a cannon. So you stab and then you shoot out of the lance at the same time. You have to like manage ammo and I believe heating. I believe you kind of get the weapon to overheat so it does extra damage. I don't know. It's a really interesting weapon type. It's an old weapon type that's been in previous Monster Hunter games. I've never really used it before. Never really got into it. All of these weapons have been added in previous games. The most recent ones are the Charge Blade and the Insect Glaive that were added in Monster Hunter 4. We'll get to those. The Switch Axe, my personal favorite, or one of my 2 favorites.
A weapon that transforms between a long-reaching axe and a powerful sword.
Yeah, you get a big, slow axe that has crazy long reach, and you use the axe attacks to kind of power up a sword. The sword has massive damage, but you're pretty slow when you're using it. It also has an interesting property where it gets some sort of like extra element or some sort of extra power added to it, and it doesn't get deflected. So if you hit like really tough, thick armored parts of monsters, normally your attacks would like bounce off of those or have a high chance of bouncing off of those. If you got the sword, nah, you still just cut through that stuff. It's a really cool weapon. And then as you saw, he jumped on the monster and then stabbed it until it exploded. And then there's the Charge Blade.
A weapon that stores energy in its sword form and releases it in its axe form.
Yeah, so you get a sword and shield, and you do combos to kind of power up your sword, and you store that in your shield. And then you turn your sword and shield into an axe, where the shield is the axe blade. It's actually a really cool transformation. Like that. Bam. And then you use your axe to unleash the energy that you had stored up. And it does like huge, beefy, super cool damage. I like that a lot. Here's the Insect Glaive. This is a really fascinating weapon. Very different from a lot of the other stuff.
A lightweight weapon that lets you vault into the air and control insects.
So this is if you like jumping around. This is if you like riding on monsters. You like basically just flying through the sky, jumping, double jump, triple jump. You know, your idea of evading a monster is, oh, I'll just go up above it so it can't hit me. You have a little bug that you can shoot out, and if you hit different parts of the monster, you'll get little mini bonuses from your Kinsect. So you can get like extra attack power or extra movement speed, which helps you, you know, with your aerial vaults and stuff even more. You can get, I think the other one's extra defense. Yeah, you're really good at just like crazy aerial combos. It's pretty sweet. And then the last 3 here are your ranged weapons.
A ranged weapon that frees up movement and lets you fire a variety of ammo.
So, you know, if you want to be playing Gears of War or something, I was going to say Call of Duty or Overwatch, but no, third person, like over the shoulder. There's a light bow gun, which is you kind of get to move around. They're two bow guns, light and heavy. The light one, you get a certain set of ammo types that you have to use, and then the heavy one, you get different ammo types. The light one, you're a bit more mobile. The heavy one is more like plant yourself in place and fire big explosive shots.
A weapon that sacrifices mobility in exchange for powerful attacks.
Both pretty good, both pretty interesting. I believe the light one has a few more like buffs and things for your allies, so you can shoot like a power-up, like a attack-up shot, and if you hit an ally, then, you know, they will do extra damage. It doesn't hurt them. There's no friendly fire. There is a little bit of friendly fire in the sense that you can like smack people with your swords and knock them around or stun them out of their combos and things, but they're not going to take damage and they're not actually going to get hurt or, you know, nothing too bad. You don't want to hit people with your weapons.
A weapon that lets you charge up power and attack from medium range.
All right, and then the last one is the bow and arrow. And yeah, it's a bit more close range than the two bow guns, but you have a lot of like interesting charge up attacks that you do to really unleash on the monster. Requires pretty good aim, pretty good precise attacks, and a little bit of, again, predicting where the monster is, or really being able to take advantage of openings that the monster leaves. So that's a very, very quick overview of all the different weapons. We're going to go dual swords. And we're going to go address the town's Jagras problem.
Want to get going?
Yep. Our partner's at the canteen. It should be fairly obvious, at this point, like 45 minutes in, but this is probably going to be a long first video. I don't think they're all going to be this long. I don't know. Some of the quests can take a long time to get through. All right. We can buy stuff. We can get whatever we need.
Sort through the research commission's leads, and the ones they deem worth our attention become quests.
On the map.
Hey!
Yeah, shush. I know.
Over here.
God, stop. I know. I got it. I know how this works. All these exclamation marks, these are people that have not necessarily quests for us, but just some important information we might want to hear about. I would love to run around and talk to them, but I also would love to go hunt a monster. So we're going to go hunt a monster. That's what I care about. I say as I run to my item box to manage my inventory. We're going to just store all this stuff. I don't really care. Keep some rations. I am not going to use any ranged weapons, so we'll just store all the ammo. The game gives you a good chunk of stuff to start with. And you can, this is pretty important, I highly recommend you do this. You can get these item loadouts, and you can store them, you can save them. And then, when you're, out playing, let's say we have just like some, let's say we get like some random junk added to our inventory, and we have some files and things, we have some extra meat, maybe we got like some ammo or something that we picked up out on a hunt or something like that. You can just come here, say, give me my item loadout, bam, it'll automatically store everything that's not in the loadout and refill your inventory with everything that it can from the set loadout. This will be fine. This first quest is easy enough. Oh, and you told us that there's a lift. We can use that now. Excuse me. These lifts make life a little bit easier. You don't have to run up and down all the stairs. We'll just pop up to the canteen here real quick. And talk to the handler. Hello, handler.
Right on time.
Alright, partner, time to get down to business. The guild teamed us up for a reason. From now on, you're my hunter and I'm your handler. I'm the bread to your butter. Got it? The 5th Fleet's first mission is to survey the Jagras habitat. Then we gotta cull a certain number of them in order to secure the area. We can depart as soon as you sign up for the Jagras of the Ancient Forest quest. You ready?
What are we waiting for?
A wild and wondrous new world is waiting for us out there. Yeah, we'll dive into this. Okay, there's a bunch of different quest types. So assigned are your story mission quests. These are the things you have to do to progress. Optional quests are what they sound like. They're extra things that you can do. Monsters that you can go hunt, or other small quests that you can take on that will generally give you some sort of benefit. In addition to, you know, if it's a monster that you can go hunt, then you'll get monster parts for killing it or capturing it, etc. Investigations, that's a special type of quest that comes from... those are kind of more like procedurally generated quests, these random little quests that we'll be able to pick up. We will be getting into those, just not right now. And then events are special online limited time events that will... they're special quests that will show up for a limited time just for free off the internet. You know, there's... I don't know what the time's going to be, but like there's maybe going to be one new one a week or something, for example. We don't have access to anything yet other than our one main mission, so let us do that. We'll be getting into the other stuff later. Yep, do stuff in Astera. You probably should eat, organize your box. You can have party members, all this cool stuff. We are just going to stand by, and as soon as it loads the quest, then we'll dive in. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's eat. We can eat some food here. It's going to be very important. So the canteen. I'm not really going to explain a lot of it. Ooh, pay with money? No, we're not going to do that. Never mind. Ooh, wait. Ha ha ha. Oven roast. I'm all over the place. I know. We can have him just, like, cook some food for us. Oh, we can't, because I don't have any freaking points yet. Okay, well, never mind. We can have him just cook some food periodically, like, every time I go on a mission. Make some rations, or give us some cooked meat, things like that. That'll be important. We'll be doing that a lot. Just not right now, apparently. First mission, here we go. Get me out of here. Let's get into that forest. Let's go examine the Jagras. They're getting all riled up and aggressive for some strange reason, and we gotta figure out why.
All right, this is our first job. Let's do a quick review of quest rules. Rule number 1, complete the objective to complete the quest. Easy, right? Each quest has an objective. You can't consider the quest done until you complete that objective. Our current objective is to eliminate a specified number of Jagras. Let's check the map. We ran into some Jagras on the way to base. The small monsters, remember? I think we saw them somewhere around here. Want to check it out? Rule number 2, use the supply box. The Commission supplies us with a loadout of certain items for each quest. They're in the supply box over there. Have a look and decide what you should take along. Ready to go.
Yep, and we got our field commander here with us. He's going to be hanging out, showing us the ropes, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So, supply box. Every time you take on a quest, there's free supplies. And if you're in multiplayer, there's free supplies for everybody. You know, so don't be a jerk. Don't take everybody else's supplies. Just take your own. It's nice. I don't really care about the empty file. I'm not going to take those. But they're also... You can see they have the little symbol on them. Actually, if we just go look in our item pouch. They have the weird little symbol in the top right corner, and they say supply item in parentheses in their description. First aid meds, easy rations. That means they're only for this mission. We don't get to keep them. We don't get to hoard them. We don't get to store them up and have hundreds of them. That's what these other things are for. Regular rations, regular meat, regular potions, regular antidotes. The easy rations and the first aid meds and stuff are only for the mission where you get them. But you get them on every mission. You get a couple. So, you know, just free stuff. The ration is going to extend my stamina bar and give me more stamina. Your stamina bar depletes over time. We'll kind of deal with that as we go. First aid med restores health. The HUD is kind of minimal until we get into fights, but if I hold down the L1 on my controller, you can just see everything. There's also a little wheel here for using your items handily. We'll probably deal with that later. Sharpen your weapons and stuff. Not going to worry about that. Let's get going.
Want to get going?
Yep, got supplies. Let's get out of here.
Want to get going?
Yep, I do want to get going. I still do.
Uh-huh.
Another important thing here, gathering supplies. So we got some herbs.
Be careful.
Those got auto-crafted into potions. So cool new mechanic in this game. Normally you get herbs and mushrooms and bugs and all sorts of stuff, and you have this crafting list here. And there's all these different things you can make, and if they have a check mark next to them, they'll auto-craft when you pick up the materials out in the field. So if we go find antidote herbs, it'll automatically turn them into antidotes. If we find herbs, they'll turn into potions for us. until we have the maximum amount that we can carry, which is 10 in this case. If we find honey, the game will automatically combine the honey with our potions to make better potions, to make the mega potions. So pretty darn cool. And you could turn these on or off for everything. We could also combine honey with our first aid meds, our temporary first aid meds that we only have for this one quest right now, and turn them into first aid med plus, which is just like a mega potion. But again, we don't get to keep those. So all sorts of stuff like that. Crafting pouch, very cool stuff. You are timed on all the missions. We have 50 minutes, which is more than the like 5 that we're going to need to go fight the Jagras. So I don't mind showing all this stuff off. The first time you're in the area, our mini-map is kind of barren. Our regular map is kind of barren as well.
Your wildlife map keeps track of where you are and where the scout flies are taking you. You can also use it to keep tabs on monsters.
So maybe kind of tough to see, but like right here, now it should be easier to see. The herb that we just picked, it shows up on the map. So as you explore areas and find resources, they'll show up on the map. The map actually starts looking really, really busy.
Before attacking, keep in mind that what you're able to do depends on whether or not your weapon is drawn.
So there's another vital lily.
Gathering items, you'll generally want to keep your weapon sheathed.
Yep.
I marked gathering sites and monster positions on the wildlife map for you.
Yep, there we go. So, just all these things, and now you can see they're being added to our mini-map down in the corner, and they're being added to our overall map.
You can fast travel back to camp simply by selecting it from the wildlife map.
I know. The map's going to get really busy. You have filters and stuff, so you can hide certain things if you want. It really helps once we start finding a lot of crap here. Oh, there's rocks. I will just grab a rock.
You can use that as slinger ammo. Great for getting a monster's attention or creating a distraction.
What are you doing over here? You're gonna... Okay, we have to stay close to him so you go through the mission. So yeah, you have a slinger. It just lets you shoot things. You can see down by my items in the bottom right corner, there's 20 out of 20 stones. We can fire rocks from our little arm-mounted catapult. Isn't that awesome?
Clever, you can use the slinger to distract monsters.
The rocks are actually less awesome. Ooh, here we go, honey.
Gather honey and mix it with a potion to make mega potions.
Yep, so we got... we got 2 honey. It made 2 mega potions automatically. Honey is a very good resource to get. All these things, like we saw, I grabbed the honey and then like the bottom half disappeared. I can't interact with it again. It'll just come back over time. And in fact, if you look at it on the map... Well, this herb's a good example. It's maybe tough to see on the video, but it's like blacked out, but it's slowly going to be filling as it charges up. So we'll know when it's ready to be harvested again. If that's a thing that you really want to do, you can just kind of hang out and camp a lot of these nodes, these gathering areas.
Over here.
Okay, apparently we're going this way. Our scout flies will find things that are nearby and kind of highlight them, so we can see right now. We're within range of needleberry, red pit, and a bitter bug. I don't care about the needleberry. That's for making ammo for your bowgun. Don't care about the red pit. That's another thing to shoot out of my little slinger. I would like that bitter bug, though. Where on earth is it? It is... Oh, it might actually be, like, right in here or something. Nope. Okay, that's just the other thing.
Over here!
Oh, it's up there. The bitter bug is up top. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it. Especially because our friend really wants us to keep going.
Those are the monsters we're after.
Let's see how you hold up when you're on your own.
Okay. Oh, we're on our own. I'm going to grab a mushroom. And time to start fighting these things. Okay. Let me see if I can remember how to use these things. Ah, there it is. Okay. So, the twin swords, the dual swords, the big thing that they have going on, you have what's called demon mode, which I have activated. And when I activate it, it just drains my stamina constantly over time.
Grab all the monster materials you can. You can use them at the smithy.
Yep, monster parts, got it. So my stamina just drains constantly over time. And you saw it was glowing red when I had my weapons out. There we go. Ah, demon mode. I'm a demon. And we use it to fill a gauge. When the gauge is full, you go into archdemon mode. And in archdemon mode, it's basically a better version of demon mode, and your stamina doesn't drain over time, but the gauge empties. So we got to kind of balance our stamina drain versus our gauge drain. Also grab some bones. So you'll see me bouncing in and out of those two modes pretty often, because that's how that's what you do. That's how this weapon works. And the gauge will also just drain over time. You can see it's that blinking red sword gauge in the top left corner. Yep, and my swords also glow red. You get all these cool visuals when you're doing your combos and things in this game now, which is really, really nice.
Whoops.
Ah, well, there's a lot of them now. We flash bomb you? Yes.
Whatever you can.
Alright, we've killed 4 of them so far. Oh, and I can turn demon mode off. Oh, come on.
Okay.
And we're done. Returning to base in 1 minute. So, let's carve some parts before we go. Quickly, carve up all the little Jagras. I need their scales, I need their claws, I need their hides. Gimme, 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 gimme. I'm so greedy. I want all the Jagras parts. Couple of hides, we got a scale. Another hide. Ooh, we got a sharp claw. There we go, hit another flash bomb. So, not bad for the very first mission. You grab a few more here. We only have a few seconds left. So that is our introduction to Monster Hunter. I'm going to cut this video off when we get back to town. I think we have to talk to folks a little bit. You usually do. Ooh, bones. Do I have time to grab some? Nope. No, I do not. Another really, really cool feature of this game. We get to see it here. Yes. The game takes a little snapshot of exactly what your screen looks like right when you end the quest. So it's usually going to be like your cool finishing move when you kill a giant monster. Here it's me stabbing a Jagras, but you can't really see because there's another Jagras in front. So maybe not the best finishing pose to wrap things up, but you know, still very cool. And then we get all our quest rewards. So we got some Jagras scales, some claws, we got an armor sphere, that's pretty awesome. A couple of mushrooms, a couple of monster bones, more mushrooms, some bitter bugs, all sorts of stuff. Very, very cool. We can see that we were out here in the field for 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And then my Palico gathered some stuff as well. So my Palico also got some honey, also picked some needleberries, picked up a bone, and got a piece of ore. Very nice. Thank you very much. And then we get to see our results from the hunt. So Palico leveled up. We got $720, 720 gold pieces of 8. Zenny, I think it's called Zenny in this game. And, oh yeah, our cat has a gadget, the Vigor Wasp spray. And that got a tiny little bit of proficiency. Our cat didn't really use it, so not a lot of that. Okay, and now it's going to throw us into the network. Now that we've done our first thing, congratulations, you're part of the network. So we're going to get spammed with people joining us. That's okay. Yeah, so not all the quests are go hunt a couple of tiny monsters. We are going to be hunting the big things that we saw fighting as we ran to town the first time, and other big scary monsters. But hunting small monsters is important too, because we got some hides and claws and things. We can either use those for making armor or weapons, or maybe just sell them if we need the cash. Who knows? So, Commander says, fine work for taking down those Jagras. So there's no difference in their habitat, but their numbers are increasing. I see. It may be stating the obvious, but the Jagras aren't the only danger lurking around these parts. We've also received reports of a Kestodon herd getting out of hand. This must be all because Zora Magdaros made landfall. It's got everything all riled up.
Listen up.
Well, it's going to be your job to quiet them down. We'd like you to investigate the Kestodon herd and cull their numbers as well. Field team leader says, I'm going along. Wouldn't want you to get hurt. Yep. Bring your giant sword. No voice chat. Never voice chat. Never,
right.
ever, ever.
Now that you've got some materials, why don't we head over to the smithy to see what you can do with them?
Kestodon's habitat is a feeding ground for the great Jagras. Tread carefully. Ooh, good to know. We do need to... we need to talk to folks. We got a bunch of stuff to do. Let's... Oh, hello. Ah, squads. Okay.
Oh, hello.
We're all ready to open our tavern and gathering hub, the Celestial Pursuit. At the gathering hub, you can meet up with other hunters and embark on quests together to find the Celestial Pursuit. Just look up. See that ship atop Astera that looks like it's about to sail off to the stars? That is it. You can get up there by taking the lift. Please come visit as soon as you get the chance. Yeah, so generally in the game, you're going to be connected online to a group of 16 players total, 15 others. You can only take 4 in a quest at a time, or up to 4 at a time. But if we go up to that ship up top there, we can just wander around and hang out and see all the other people. While we're down here, we're not going to see any other players. This is just my little instance. But if we go up there, we can see other players and see what sort of cool weapons and armor they've got. Laugh at the people that have mismatched armor, and cry when we see people that have the really, really badass, full, complete armor sets that are really tough to get, with giant glowing swords that are larger than my body and probably 1,000 times better than my current weapon. Let's head to the workshop real quick. Real quick. Generally, I think the cadence for these videos is going to be go fight a monster or, you know, do a quest or something like that, and then come back and wander around town a little bit. It's a little backwards. It's a little off today just because we have the tutorials and opening cutscenes and stuff we had to get through. We'll talk to the smithy guy. Aha! Look who's back with materials. Step right up and welcome to the smithy. You'll be needing my services a lot. What I do for you is simple. Whenever you go out into the field and gather materials, I turn those materials into weapons and armor. Drop by whenever you find something new and interesting. Here, I'll give you some materials as a welcome present. You can use them to upgrade your equipment. Hooray! Just that. You get monster parts. You upgrade stuff. It's cool. So, upgrade gear. We can see all of the armor we have. We start with the leather armor set, and we start with the chainmail set. They're both real bad. And then we start with a basic metal version of every weapon. All of them. We can upgrade something. I'll upgrade the dual swords. And this is a really neat thing that we can see here. We can see all the weapon trees. So we can see, right now, the weapons that I have. And there is a zoom, so we can actually zoom in on the tree. So I have the Matched Slicers 1. We can upgrade them to the Matched Slicers 2, and we have to. It's part of our quest right now. And then from there, we can continue upgrading, and you can see the items that you need over on the right. So this just needs 2 iron ore. We have 5. This needs 5 iron ore and 2 Mocholite ore and something else that we don't know yet. But then we can keep upgrading, and so we can see the tree goes a little bit further. And then here we can maybe branch off and do this. This needs monster parts. Also, instead of going from Match Slicers 2 to whatever this is, we can maybe upgrade with monster parts instead and start going down this tree. And then work this way. And if we do this, look at that, there's a water element weapon down here. We'll talk about like elements and status ailments and stuff later. But water, there's a fire weapon here, there's more water weapons here. Here, there's thunder weapons. So we don't really know what any of these things are. All we know right now is that we can make an iron weapon, or an ore-based weapon, and we can upgrade that. And then here we can make a bone-based weapon. And if we click in, you can compare them and see, like, what are their differences? What do you got? And there's a lot of stats and things to break down here. We'll talk about that stuff later. For now, I'm just going to upgrade our slicers. Ta-da! We now have slightly sharper weapons. And now we can see maybe, what are these other things? No. We can just see that we can get to these other trees. Another really cool effect, another really cool thing that you can do in this game is, let's just do this. Forge equipment. So forging is making new gear from scratch, and then upgrading is, upgrading your gear. While we were on the upgrade screen for our swords, these two here, this weapon, the bone hatchets, and maybe if we zoom it's a little easier to see. Not really. The bone hatchets here, and then our matched slicers here, they have a little symbol in the top left corner, a little like silver hammer, little silver hammer stamp thing. That means that these are starting points. You can create a weapon here. We cannot just make a matched slicers 2. The only way to get a matched slicers 2 is to make a matched slicers 1, or buy one, and then upgrade it. We'll see that if we go here to forge equipment. So as we play through the game and fight more monsters and get more materials and just unlock more stuff, we'll gain more starting points for our weapons. So if we go dual blades, we can only make the bone or the iron types of weapons. That's all we got. The bone ones are going to have slightly higher attack, but they're going to have less sharpness, generally speaking. And then yours are going to be the opposite of that. We can also look at our armor. Whoops, that's the weapons. Armor. And we can see armor for all the different things that we have encountered. So the leather and the chainmail, we can see what it takes to make those. We already have them. You can also preview individual parts if you want to see what the chainmail looks like. An even better feature, you could just go over here and preview the whole set all at once. If we want to look at these, there's the bone set. That's so cool. Look at that. Look at that skull. Look at the hair or whatever that is we got on our back. I don't know. Hunter set. Yeah, so cool sets. We don't have enough of anything to make the bone armor set. But if we look at it over on the right, like this one has an attack boost. The whole point of this, the whole thing I wanted to show off is if I hit triangle, there's a wish list. I can say, hey, I want to make bone armor. And the game will keep track of that, and as we pick up bones or whatever we want to tag and add to our wish list, as we pick things up, the game will keep track of those and let us know when we have enough to actually make the armor set, which is actually really cool. Scout fly range up, that's not bad. Slinger capacity, I kind of like that. That would be pretty good. Attack boost is okay. If you want to know what all these skills are, we'll talk about all this stuff later. I would love to make that. That would be awesome. Health boost would also not be bad. I guess these have the same amount of armor. Let's make this. And we've already seen the cutscene, so I'm going to skip it. Ta-da! Armor. I will equip that. And we'll make the slinger capacity upgrade, which is also just straight up better armor. The hunter's body part. Hunter's body armor. There we go. Body part. Ugh. Words. So many words. I'm so excited for this game. I'm tripping over my words. Do we just make like the full set? We need Jagras hide and Jagras scales and stuff for all this. We'll make the helmet. And I think that'll be enough for now. That's also all we can make for now. That's fine. Very cool. So we got some new armor. We upgraded our weapon. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty awesome. We can upgrade the armor just to give it more defense. And we could also try like a new weapon type or something. We'll roll with the dual swords for a little bit. Yeah. Oh, there's also a login bonus. As you play every day, there's a daily bonus. You get a free item or a couple items, and you get a lucky voucher. We will address the lucky vouchers at some point in the future. I'm not going to worry about them for now. Look at that. I have like a cool cape or something. That's pretty sweet. I like this. I like this armor set. Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.